Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the house that Swede built, Erickson T-Bird Gym, the campus of Casper College, and a Saturday afternoon meeting with the play-in game going on for the Region 9 tournament. The Casper College T-Birds playing host to Eastern Wyoming, a team they met just last Saturday on this floor and came away with a win. The win was by a final of 73-65. Eastern Wyoming, when you look at the record, has won 6 games and lost 23. The Birds are polar opposite, actually. They have won 23 and lost 6. Eastern is 1-11 on the road this year, but they gave the T-Birds all they wanted last Saturday, and we'll see how the Birds react today. Casper finishing in a tie for the North Sub-Region, I believe, officially with Gillette, but the Pronghorns have the tiebreaker, so they get the opening bye, and they will host the men's Region 9 tournament. The women, they, of course, have won the North Sub-Region. I believe it's 7 years in a row now, and they will be seeded number 1 out of the North at the women's tournament, which will be in Scotts Bluff because Western Nebraska was the top seed this year. And, of course, they did win the South Sub-Region. So we're getting set to go. A lot of basketball going on this week with the high school 1A, 2A tournament here. It was held for the first 2 days here on the Casper College Gym and, of course, also up at the Events Center. Some pretty interesting games up there I managed to be involved with today. But now, the chance to move on and go to the sub-region tournament, to the tournament proper, if you will. The T-Birds and the Lancers of Eastern Wyoming, a series that dates back all the way to the 1949-50 season. Casper has dominated 83 wins, 31 losses in this little series, a series that for a time in the 1980s, Eastern Wyoming kind of took over when Bob Davis was their head coach, and they've had some other coaches, some guys who've done a good job. But they're struggling right now under their first-year head coach, Bill Engel, who just came in from Rainy River, I believe, up in Minnesota North, and trying to turn the program around, struggling, but again, talking with Tom Parks, the head man for the T-Birds, they gave Casper all that the Birds wanted last week on this home floor. So the Birds are hoping that they've ironed some things out. It was a close game throughout. Casper did at one time have a 12-point lead. The Lancers in that ball game led by 7. It was fairly early in the first half when they had a 7-point lead. So both ball clubs getting set to gather around their head coaches. We've got the Bald brothers, 3 shaved heads, calling the game. I join them, but I didn't shave mine recently. And I don't recognize any. We normally, for Region 9 games, get a lot of the officials out of the Denver area and out of the Fort Collins area. So we will be set to go here momentarily. We'll get our national anthem, the opening tip. Birds come in averaging 96 points a ball game. They've slipped to 7th. However, Abdul Bashir now averaging just under 28, and he has become, over the last week, the leading JUCO scorer in the nation, of course, committed to the number 1 team in the country. He'll be at Auburn next year playing basketball. Birds in their home white uniforms, red numerals trimmed in black, and the Lancers in their black unis with the white numerals trimmed in gold. We'll go to the court now and get our national anthem. Our national anthem, and we're set for a little college basketball, JUCO variety today. And the play-in game to make the Region 9 tournament proper at Gillette coming up next week. Just checking some starting lineups here for the Birds and for the Lancers. T-Birds back at full strength, although Stephen Osei's season is done after a knee injury. So this is the way EWC will go. They'll start with Joke Mahan, 6'7" freshman from Amarillo, Texas, at one of the guards. Jerron Spates, 5'9", freshman from Florida, at another guard. Lothario Miller is a 6'2" freshman. He is from Jacksonville, Florida, joined by Elaine Zizza. Zizza is 6'2" freshman. He's from Amarillo also. And then Russell Moore will be the other starter. He wears number 30, is 5'8", and a freshman from Florida. Birds, their usual starters: Aaron Siebert, the New Zealand freshman, 10 points a ball game. Abdul Bashir, the sophomore from Omaha, leading scorer in the nation, 27 points a ball game. He'll be wearing number 4. Ethan Connery, the sophomore from Akron, Ohio, averages 13 a ball game. They'll be joined by Benil Basel starting, and he is averaging 6 points a ball game. And he'll be joined by Nate Sasser III. Basel, the 6'8" freshman, is from Ottawa, Canada, and Sasser III is a 6'6" sophomore from West Palm Beach in Florida. Basel averaging 6 points a ball game, but boy, he's had some huge rebounding numbers at sometimes. And then Nate Sasser III averaging 9 points a ball game. Basel will jump center. The Birds heading from our right to left, and we're about underway. Play-in time, tournament time, Region 9 basketball now. Everything from here on out is win or go home, and it doesn't matter where your home is or where you're playing. Ball is in the air, and the tap will be controlled in the backcourt and taken across by Moore, who exchanges right away with Spates. Out top, they try and feed it in deep, and that's a little too low and a little too hard. Mahan with a ground ball feed goes out of bounds. Birds will start on a turnover with their first offensive try of the afternoon. Sasser with the handle, gives it to Siebert, and Siebert will draw a foul right away. I wasn't sure if the official was pointing that he was out of bounds. Nope, it'll be a foul. First of the ball game comes just 19 seconds in, and it will go on Spates. Sasser gets it to Siebert, over to Basel, or to Bashir. Basel at the free throw line to Abdul. Fall away, left side elbow, got it. So things start out right for the T-Birds with a 2-0 lead, 1 minute in almost. All the way down right side, shut off there. They'll bring it outside to Spates. Bashir on the little guard who drives against Connery and scores it. Pretty nice move and some pretty heavy traffic. Birds had some pretty good defense going. We're tied at 2. Sasser on the wing. Wants to go down to the baseline. Shut off, turns, puts up the left hand. Tried to follow, no, but Basel is there to gather and slam it home. Benil makes it 4-2 in favor of Casper. Birds trapping. They'll clear it, though. Get a three-pointer that's no good, but the rebound taken back. And then from the elbow, the miss coming this time. The miss by Lothario Miller. Connery into the paint for Basel, back outside to Ethan, right back along the left side block. Connery bouncing in the paint, left hand scoop and score. Bashir now with all 4 T-Bird points, or 4 of the 6. In back the other way, and Basel's going to get a foul here. Miller hard to the basket. and Basel got him on the arm. Parker Davis set to come back in. Lothario Miller, freshman, 6'2", Jacksonville, Florida. And the first one's good. Sasser taking a rest right away for the Birds. And the second free throw's there. 6-4 Casper just underway, 2 minutes in. Connery out of backcourt. Davis had to turn and get it. Get it to Bashir. 3 on the way. No. Rebound on the way. Yes. You're not going to take it away from that guy. Vanille Basel has 4. So does Bashir, and the Birds lead at 8-4. Out of backcourt. Spates. His pass intercepted, taken away. Basel going to go all the way down. Right side layup, no. Left it short, didn't draw the foul. Lancers come back on the run the other way. Spates dishing in the corner. Head fake, step back 3. That's an air ball. Comes right to Bashir. For Connery ahead, Davis. In the paint, Connery hooks it up, no. Davis crashes the board, couldn't come away with the rebound. Ziza feeding it, they'll look in the corner. And then I believe stepping out of bounds with the basketball was Moorer. Yeldang in for the first time for the Birds. Vanille Basel will leave. Played nearly 3 minutes. Birds are up 8-4. Davis into the front court. Still has it on a string. At the top. All the way down, right side, draws double team, has it slapped away, gets it back to Bashir, 3, got it. Abdul with 7 quick points, and the Birds lead it by 7 now. Out of backcourt, Ziza into the front court, loses the ball, Birds batted away into the T-Bird bench. Elaine Ziza. Spates down right side. Pull up, tries a 10-footer. Connery looked like he blocked it. Birds have numbers back the other way. 2-on-1, and Dang will be fouled. This one is going to be the second of the ball game for the Lancers. It will go on Joke Mayan. Dang for Bashir. Wheels, kicks it outside. Sievert head fake 3. Bouncing, great feed. And Dang will slam that baby home. 13-4, 9-point early lead for Casper. Eastern into the front court. Pull up, 16-footer. Nice looking shot and a nice finish. Juke Mayan with his first hoop. Bashir going to try another 3. Bashir going to drain another 3. Oh my. The lid is off in the first half. We've played not even 5 minutes and he's got double figures already. High arc on a 3 from the right side, no. Floating in and taking the rebound. Here comes Connery for Abdul, who feels it. Baseball's Dang, head fake 3. In the corner for Davis. Parker brings it back out top. They'll swing it way outside. This is a long 3, and Bashir with the miss. Lancers will run it back quickly. Bashir gets a hand in the face that time. Miller leaves it short, but the long rebound. Spates with a dribble drive, and he'll score. He's got 4. The Bird lead is 8. In the front court. Davis to Connery at the top. All the way down left side. Throws the left hand up. Didn't get it, but he did get slapped. Should be at the line for 2 here. Russell Moore is going to get the foul. 3 team fouls now for the Lancers, 1 for the Birds. And we're going to get a timeout. It comes with 14:54 left, opening half. Casper 16, Eastern 8. This is T-Bird basketball. Jack Noakes back at T-Bird Gym. Final basketball game of the season on the home court anyway. Girls are done their Region 9 tournament in Scotts Bluff. And the men with a victory here will move on to the region tournament in Gillette. And a pretty good crowd on a Saturday afternoon. Lots going on with the 1A, 2A boys and girls tournaments. About ready to reach the final round in an hour or so up at the events center, the Forward Wyoming Center. Ethan Connery to the line for a couple here. Chance to advance the lead to double figures. First one's good. Averages 13 a ball game. The sophomore from Akron, Ohio. Had a chance to meet his parents a week ago and brother. They were here for sophomore night. Always good to see some out-of-town people who enjoy the broadcast on the website. Birds go up by 10. That's their largest lead now. It's 18-8, and we've played just over 5 minutes. Quickly into the front court. Pull up inside the arc. Didn't hit the rim. Ball tapped around out of bounds, and it was off. Nate Sasser, they say. Miller will leave. Jamarian Way, a 6-foot freshman from Minneapolis, will replace him for the Lancers. Not very big. They do have some quicks. They do have some guys who can shoot it. And that touches the net, but it didn't get any iron whatsoever. An air ball just outside the three-point line. Birds will take it against some pressure. Sasser for Davis, right back to Nate. Sasser on the run. Lost his dribble, gathered it back. Looking at the high post to Dang. Yell boring in, double team, knocked away, gets it back, tried to put it up, he's fouled. Well, the Lancers double teaming the ball a lot right now, and Yell Dang will go to the line here. That'll be the second foul on Mayan. Yell from Amarillo, Texas. And the big guy's first one is good. 70% this year at the free throw line. Camille Cardo will come in for Casper. Lead has grown to 11. It just continues to grow. Looking good here in the opening moments. Second one off the heel, tapped around, controlled by the Lancers. EWC with the basketball. They'll exchange it out top with Spates between the circles. Looking, loses his dribble, goes in the corner. Way gets rid of the ball. And then he gets it right back in the paint, puts it up too hard. Dang with the rebound. Chest passed ahead for Bashir, looking, heads up. Out to Sasser, wants to go down right side, Euro step, kicks it to Camille Cardo. The freshman from France, dishing to Parker Davis, double teamed, back to Cardo, has it slapped away, gathers it back, bounces out top. Sasser was 7 to shoot, turn around, got it. Kind roll, and Nate's first hoop of the ball game advances the lead to 13. Vukasin Spasivovic, who had a good game last week against Casper, in the lineup. Getting set to come back for the Lancers for the first time tonight, actually, is Nathan Mirich, familiar name from Cheyenne. 13:15 to go. We're in the opening half, and the Birds have dominated early here. Spates throwing it to Mirich, bobbled it in front of the bench, goes back, throws up a three that's good. Tom Parks wanted to travel, didn't get it. Mirich averages 2 a ball game, and he's got 3 here early on. Cardo for Sasser, spinning at the elbow. In deep, nice feed, Dang, reverse it up and in. Yale with 5 now, and it's 23-11 Casper. Spates going in the corner, and Mirich was standing on the out-of-bounds line. Well, if he got away with the walk last time, he didn't get away with stepping out of bounds this time. Bashir will play it in. He's gone all the way at the start of the game here. 10 quick points for the leading scorer in the country. Connery for Abdul. Working against Spates. Gets it back to Dang for Cardo. 3, right side angle, no, left it short. Mirich with the rebound. Birds almost had a steal coming back the other way. In deep, head fake. They're going to have to go in the corner to Way, who feeds it right back outside to Moorer. Moorer's pass for Mirich. Looking at the high post, gets it right back. Shot clock winds down to 10. Way against Connery. Kicks it outside, fall away. Spates got it. Ooh, tough shot, pretty shot. He's got 6. Bird lead is 10. Bashir gonna fire. That is a scratch in the sky, baby. 13 now, and it's 26-13. The Birds back to a 13-point lead, and they've doubled up the Lancers here. Still got 11 to go in the opening half. Casper going to get called for the kick here on the entry pass. Timeout on the court, 11:21 to play. We're in the opening half of this play-in game. Casper College 26, Eastern Wyoming 13. This is T-Bird basketball. Jack Noakes back at Erickson T-Bird Gym. Saturday afternoon basketball, Region 9 play-in, and an early 26-13 lead for Casper College over Eastern Wyoming. Birds with Bashir, Sievert, Basel, Connery, and Cardo on defense. And the Lancers finally get it in. All the way into the lane, bounce pass in deep. Spasovic hooks it up, couldn't get it to go, and the rebound taken away by who else? Big guy. Basel just rips it out of hands. Here is Bashir, his pass tipped, but Basel gathers back, kicks outside. Cardo, head fake 3, finds Sievert in the corner and gets it right back. Camille almost lost his dribble, throws up the one-hander from the right side of the lane, and the little floater from about 10 feet away is nothing but net. Bird lead growing to 15. Mirich in deep, turns, shoots, couldn't get it to go. Cardo will come away with the rebound. Casper out rebounding opponents by about 11 a ball game. Here's Bashir driving, kicking corner. They'll feed it right back to Connery. Outside Sievert, and the little guy from New Zealand left alone. Nobody picked him up, and he just floated in for the left-hand layup. 30-13. Birds had a big lead last Saturday against these guys early, and they cut back into it and made a game of it. They have nothing to lose, and they've got some talent and some grit. Here's a two-pointer way out front, makes it 30-15. Way out front. Well, Way was shooting it out front. Connery corner, cross courts at Cardo for a three, no. Basel tried to get the rebound coming away as Way steps, falls away in the paint, got it. Jamarian Way with 4 quick points, and the 6-foot freshman from Minneapolis makes an early dent in the scorecard. Back in, Jerron Spates, who generally runs the team, is back in for the Lancers. Under 10 to go now in the opening half. Aaron Sievert out of backcourt. Looking for Basel, right back to Sievert. Backs away in the land of 3. Cross court, Connery, Ethan. Oh, what a pass from the elbow to a cutting Cardo running the baseline, and he's hammered. Great look. The finish interrupted, though, by a foul. Cardo with 2 points on that little running underhander will go to the free throw line. Missed the first one. The freshman from France. 75% this season at the free throw line. Casper's biggest lead has been 15, or make it 17. Second free throw is good. Camille with his third. Spasovic checks out, and Rodrigo Sanchez, 6'5" sophomore from Madrid, will come in. Lancers facing some pressure in the backcourt by the Birds. They'll clear it across, get it over to Way. Swings it outside to Spates, who wants to set the offense between the circles. Left-hand dribble to the left side, trying to go baseline. Bashir shuts him off. He'll baseball to Way. High, really high scratch in the side. That thing was back down and then came back out. Birds, Cardo for Sievert. 3 on the way, 3 in the bottom of the net. Aaron has 5, and the lead's back to 17. Birds will double Spates. They'll clear it. And they'll push for a 3 that's in and out again. That wind, that rim down there doesn't particularly like the Lancers right now. That's a couple that looked like they were buried and they hiccup back out. Bashir to Basel in the paint. Oh, great look. Reverse layup to Connery, again running the baseline. Ethan has 4, and the Lancers need a timeout with 8:09 to go in the opening half. Casper 36. Eastern Wyoming 17. Folks, joining you on a Saturday afternoon from T-Bird Gym after a major snowstorm this last week. Kind of warming up a little. The streets are at least clearing up. 36-17. Final game for the Birds in front of the home fans. I'd like to tell you who they're going to play next if they still win this game that they're dominating right now, but they reseed the teams after the first round, so we'll see. A win here would propel them into the main portion of the Region 9 tournament up in Gillette. The Longhorns winning the right to host it. The ladies will be on the road at Scottsbluff at Western Nebraska. Western winning the South sub-region, while the Lady Birds won the North for 7th year in a row. Ball belongs to the Lancers. Bring it across, bouncing it, and they'll kick it in the corner. Try a three that's a little bit long. Bashir tips it to Cardo. Camille will take it across the timeline. Still has it on the floor on a string. Works it between the legs, bounces outside to Bashir. Low post feed, Dang boring in against the double team. Turns, shoots, has it hacked away from him, no foul. Back the other way, 3-on-1. They'll leave it for the running layup that's no good, but the follow is there, following the play and making the play. Jerron Spates, who was fouled also, chance for a three-point play. Dang gets the foul. It's his first just 2 team fouls right now for Casper. 5 for the Lancers. 7.5 left here in the opening half. T-Birds have led all the way thus far. Spates to the free throw line, that's good. The 5'9" freshman now leading the way with 9 of the Lancers' 20 points. Here's Sasser, loses his dribble at the top, looking, still looking, and now feeds it to Dang. He'll bore in, try the hook, no. Instead, he gets it to Parker Davis, who took 1 dribble and then laid it home. Way into the front court for Spates, draws the double team. Davis slaps it away in the lane. Birds will take it on a steal. Bashir looks like he wants to get ready to load one up. Backing away, still backing away. Swings the pass up with the left hand. Sasser throws up a right hand, no. Comes over the top, didn't get called for the foul. Lancer rebound to Spates, he'll try the 3 out top, that's no good. And the flat-footed rebound, Parker Davis, right place, right time. Bashir for Sievert to Davis. He'll load the 3. Off the heel, no good. Long rebound comes away to Nathan Mirich. Spates may have gotten away with the travel. Feeding, baseline, fall away, pretty shot. Lothario Miller averages 9 a contest. He's got 4 now, it's 38-22. 6 to play, opening half. Sasser for Bashir. Corner, Davis, another 3, left it short. Tipped around, comes to Davis, puts up the one hand, scores! Oh, Parker hanging tough. His 4th point makes it 40-22. Way dishing in the corner, high arc again along that left side of the baseline, and Miller has 6 quick points now. 40-24, Casper, approach 5 minutes to go in the opening half. With 10 points in the first 5 minutes, Bashir really hasn't shot since then. Here's a little Euro step, and Dang clangs it a little too hard. It was wide open. He hit it too hard off the glass. Fall away, Way, that's good. They've got some guys who can fill it up from the outside. 40-26, we're under 5 to go. Opening half. Parker Davis kicking in the corner, Yell, Dang, 3, yes sir. Ring that bell, he's got 8 now. Back the other way, reverse layup, no good. The miss, the follow though. Hanging tough for the rebound on the offensive board, Rodrigo Sanchez. Davis, Bashir, turn, shoot, baseline. Just inside the arc, missed the 2. Back the other way, numbers for the Lancers. They'll feed it in deep, miss the layup. Wide open, and Miller couldn't get it to go home. Sievert being hounded. Bounce pass in deep from Davis. Over to Yell, Dang, they're tied up, but the arrow says Casper keeps the ball. Cardo coming back along with Benil Basel. Ethan Connery, Camille Cardo, and Abdul Bashir still out there. Bashir's gone all the way, which he often does. Cardo loads for a 3, and the answer for his 6th point of the ball game. Back to an 18-point margin. Birds with a steal. Knocked loose. Connery will drive and miss the layup. In deep and laid it up soft, but couldn't get it to go. Turnaround is in and out that time by Miller. That's like 3 shots that they've had that looked like they were about halfway down and they came back out. Head fake. Benil driving from the right side. If you're smart, you stay out of the way of the Diesel. 48-28 Casper. Pull up at the free throw line. Nothing but net. Miller didn't miss this one. It's a pretty shot and pretty effective too. In deep, Connery puts the ball on his hip, kicks it back outside. Cardo looking at a 3. Gets it to Bashir. Back to Camille, and then they get it to Bashir, who's wide open. Missed that one. He doesn't miss many when he gets to look like that. Spasovic will clear the rebound, get it over to Miller. Way between the circles now. Still has it on the floor. Cardo is with him. Shut off at the right side elbow. Spasovic to the baseline, and a little reverse layup is good. The Serbian freshman, 6'8". Bashir to Basel. In the corner, Sievert for 3. Yes, sir! Sievert now with 8, and it's 51-32. Birds have had a 20-point lead. It's 19 right now. In the corner, a 3. That's an air ball by Miric. Came away right to Bashir. Birds will get it over to Sievert. Kick outside on the drive. Oh, nice look by Connery, and Basel couldn't handle the pass. It'll be a turnover for the T-Birds. We're going to get a timeout. There's still 1:50 left in a quickly played and a well played from the Casper vantage point. First half, the Birds 51, Eastern 32. This is T-Bird basketball. At T-Bird Gym, the house that Swede built on a Saturday afternoon. Oh, Connery went for the steal, didn't get it. Lancers will get it to Spasovic, who misses a little 16-footer. Connery with the rebound now, a minute and a half to go, opening half. Ethan dribble drive, lay it up and in. That burst, that initial acceleration just leaves people gasping for air. Although the elevation in Torrington's probably about the same, not quite. Long 3 by Russell Moore, his first points of the ball game. Make it 53-35. Casper lead is 18 with 1:19 to play. Had a chance to visit with Dwight Canary. Forgot to ask him if he knows who they get in the first round, but they get a bye too, so I'm sure we've got to reseed the women's tournament. They do have a bye because they are the number 1 seed from the north. T-Birds on the men's side finished tied, I believe, with Gillette, but the Pronghorns had the tiebreaker, so they get the bye, and they get to host. Always a good place to play in terms of crowd excitement and enthusiasm. Bird basketball, we approach a minute to go here, opening half. Connery will exchange with Sievert, looking to Bashir. They poke it into the back court. He'll gather it there. Get a pick down left side. Looking to Connery now with 10 to shoot in the corner. Ethan to the paint, hooks a pass outside. Sievert set, got it. And that's a 3. I was wondering if he was in 2-point land. Nope, they signaled 3. Back to a 21-point margin for Casper now. Into the front court and a bounce, and that'll be a kick. Ball will go all the way down to our camera person, Edwin, who just says we'll let Rohan Butler pick it up instead of me. Shade under 40 seconds left here in the opening half. From the outset, it has been all T-Birds. This is a team that a week ago today they beat by 7 points. It's a team that's only won 1 game on the road this year. T-Birds, meanwhile, at home are 14-1. Entering today's contest, here's Sievert stripping the ball, then going to the floor and getting it ahead. Connery will wait for him to step across the half-court line. That was almost backcourt. And a foul going to be whistled out top. Been a relatively foul-free game. The Birds with just 2, and that was just the 6th. So we're not to the 1-1 yet with just 6.5 seconds left. Butler to play it in front of the scorer's table for Connery. Ethan gets it back, throws it up, left hand, didn't get it to go, and they'll baseball it ahead as the time runs out. All Casper College in the opening half of this Region 9 play-in. The T-Birds 56 and Eastern Wyoming 35. We're back. Take a look at some statistics and talk about the first half when we return. This is T-Bird basketball. Jack Noakes back at Erickson T-Bird Gym, Saturday afternoon, Region 9 play-in game. And right now it's all Thunderbirds. Biggest lead of the ball game right now at the halfway mark. 21 points, 56-35. The score was tied once at 2-2. There's been no lead changes. And, the Lancers have never been on top. So, run down some statistics as you might expect. T-Birds shooting the ball really, really well. For the Lancers, they are being paced right now by Jerron Spates. Spates 4 for 7 from the field. He's 0 for 2 behind the arc. Finished the half with 9 points. Then they got 8 from Lothario Miller, who was 3 for 7 from the field and 0 for 1 behind the arc. Those two combining for 17 of the team's 35. T-Birds led by Abdul Bashir. Bashir, the leading scorer in the nation now. 5 for 9 from the field, 3 for 6 behind the arc. His 13 points, I think all but 3 of them came in the first 5 minutes. Really hasn't scored other than a 3-pointer since then, and really he hasn't shot the ball very much. As usual, he tries to get everyone involved in the offense. So he leads the way with 13. Aaron Sievert, the freshman from New Zealand, a perfect 3 for 3 behind the arc, and he is in double figures with 11 points at the halfway mark. Ethan Connery, Benil Basil, both with 6, as is Camille Cardo, and then 8 points for Yel Dang for the T-Birds. They out-rebound the Lancers 18-17. Not the usual big lead, but they haven't missed many offensive shots. Both ball clubs foul-free. I mean, just 6 fouls in the first half. On Eastern Wyoming, only 2 on the Thunderbirds, so neither team going to the free throw line as far as 1 and a bonus goes. See what else we can glean here. Points in the paint, you would expect the T-Birds lead. They do, 26-12. They have a much bigger team than Eastern does. Second chance points, that belongs to the Lancers, 7-6, but bench points, again, the Birds deeper and bigger and stronger right now than the Lancers. They are outscoring them 18-13 off the bench. Casper trying to win for the 24th time in 30 games this year. Birds trying to close out their home record for the season at 15-1. That loss to Western Wyoming that really hurt them as far as hosting the Region 9 tournament went really cost them. Western Wyoming the only one to come out of here with a W this year. On the ladies' side, I'm trying to remember, I think we're 13-2 at home, if I remember. T-Birds returning to court. And the Lancers under their first-year coach, Bill Engel. They are 6-23, 1-11 on the road. Remind you, though, this is a team that in the second half last Saturday, a week ago, rallied and actually, if I'm not mistaken, tied the game at one time after trailing by 12 in the first half. The Birds ended up winning it by 7. Now they need to keep the pressure up with that 21-point lead, and building on it isn't very easy when you get ahead like that, but boy, it'd be a nice thing to do. See if they can head to the Region 9 tournament on a high note. We're at the one-and-done time of the year now. Anybody who loses goes home for the rest of the season. Casper has to be among the favorites for the Region 9 crown, along with Gillette, I believe the Pronghorns are still the number 3 team in the nation in scoring. Casper is number 7. Bashir leads the nation now at 28 points per ball game, but Lateef Patrick from Trinidad State is the 3rd leading scorer in the nation at 24. And another Region 9 player, Yohandy Martinez from Miles, is the number 5 scorer in the nation at 23 points a game. So 3 of the top 5 JUCO scorers in the country come out of Region 9. Western Nebraska was ranked, I'm going to say 21st this week, the only Region 9 team that is ranked in the top 25 in JUCO. And I don't know, the women were 21 last week. They didn't play this week, so I'm sure they're at least that number. We're the only Region 9 team ranked, although Western Nebraska could be right there with them. Shouldn't talk about things I haven't researched, but been kind of busy doing high school basketball in addition to this. The 1A, 2A boys and girls tournament. I was here for a couple of games on Thursday and then 2 games yesterday and 2 games this morning at the event center. And in spite of the weather, some pretty good crowds showing up. Next week is 3A, 4A here at Casper College and, of course, at the Ford Wyoming Center. It'll be Connery, Sasser, Basel, Sievert, and, of course, Bashir, the same 5 that began the ball game for the T-Birds. And we are underway in the second half with a 3 right out of the corner that's good. Ziza averages 12 points a ball game, gets his first score of the afternoon. And the Birds on their first offensive try will give it to Sievert. For Connery, he pushes his man off, got away with it, throws up an air ball. And the rebound taken away on the run. Here come the Lancers, floated in the lane. No, Sasser will tip it to himself. And Sievert will take it across. No, he'll give it to Sasser. Nate spinning in the paint, trying to find Basel on the weak side, and instead he drew a foul. Connery to play it in, baseline right. Bounces to Aaron for Abdul. Bashir driven all the way back to half court. Now has it on the floor. Still dribbling. Floats a one-hander in and out. No. Gets his own rebound and sticks it back home with the left hand. 15 now for Bashir. Back to a 20-point margin. Cross court in the corner. Trying a long 3. Nailing the long 3. Ziza, same spot, and he's got 6 quick points to start the second half of play. 58-41, Bashir looks for a pick, gets it from Basel, floats it back to Benil. In the corner, Connery for 3, left it short. Lancer's going to come out on the run here with a 3-on-1 fast break, and the layup's good. Well, Spates now in double figures with 11. T-Birds could use a hoop and an answer here. Their lead is 15. Basel had trouble handling the pass. In deep, Connery put it up, missed it. Basel claims a long rebound, gets it to Bashir. Elbow left side, falling away. No, he's growing cold, but I think, nope, they're going to say it was last touched by the Birds, and I think Tom Park's going to slow things down here and take a time. 17:55 left in the ball game. Casper 58, Eastern 43. This is T-Bird basketball. Noxie back at T-Bird Gym. Birds have been outscored 8-2 in the opening 2 minutes here in the second half. Kind of what happened to them last week on this court against this same team, where they saw Eastern come out in the second half and make a ball game of what looked at one time like it might not be one. Casper would like to not have the same thing happen here this afternoon. Should be the Birds basketball. Nope. Lancer basketball, my bad. Little pressure going to be applied here. No changes in the Casper lineup. They'll go and trap, and they'll get it across quickly. In the corner, head fake on the three, kick it outside to Moorer, and they'll bring it right back. Between the circles, Spates has it on the floor. Looking for a pick, penetrates, throws up a shot that is partially blocked. He goes down hard, no foul whistled, but the Birds knocked it out of bounds. Shot clock at 12. Ball never got to the rim. Spates gets it into Moorer. Sievert on him. Back to Spates. Out top. Moorer at the free throw line. Shut off. Kicks back out. Spates with 3 to shoot. Spates throwing it over, and that will be a shot clock violation. Lancers lost track of the clock, the fact that it never got to the rim on the missed shot initially. T-Birds take it on the turnover. Aaron Sievert in the backcourt, spinning the dribble across the timeline. Works against Moorer. Gets a pick from Basel, still has it on the floor. Pivots and bounces to Benil. Turns, shoots, scores, and draws the foul coming in from the left side with the right hand. Boy, he's so strong. Basel's 8th point of the ball game. 3rd foul of the day on Mayan. Benil with 8 points, averaging 6 points a contest. And the free throw will go off the heel, no good. 60-43, 17-point spread for the Birds. Lancers hurry it into the front court. Spasojevic back into the lineup, setting a pick out top. Spates for Spasojevic. Turns, tries to feed baseline, knocked away. Sievert, and then that should have been a walk. And the loose ball gathered in by Connery. Sievert to Bashir, and then a major collision in the paint. There are no minor collisions when Benil Basel's in the paint. The foul's going to be whistled against Ziza. That'll be 3 quick team fouls here in the first 3 minutes and change for the Lancers. Bird basketball. Connery will play it in. Get it to Basel, right back out top for Sasser. Looks to Basel, gives it to him. Shot clock winding down to 15. Bashir, baseline, oh, nice feed. Connery reverse it, up and in. One thing about Abdul, he may score, but he can give up the ball and find the open man too. Back the other way, Lancers, little running one-hander is an air ball. Floated up by Lothario Miller. Basel all the way down right side. Give it to Sievert. Wanted the 3, instead goes in the corner. Sasser will drive into trouble. Gets tied up, then outfights the man for the ball and misses a hard one off the rim, off the glass. Spates. Drive, left hand, nice move, nice finish. He's got 14 to lead the way now. 13 to lead the way. Bashir. Birds will get it to Connery along the baseline. Basel trying to bore into Connery in the corner to Sasser for Bashir. 3 in front of the T-Bird bench. First one of the second half, he's got 18 on the night now. Back to a 20-point Casper lead. Spates, fall away, nope, couldn't get it off from the right side elbow. And a one-hand miss from the right side that time by Ziza. Started the second half with a couple of threes out of the corner. Here's Bashir. Bashir drawing the double Keen, has it hacked away. Spasojevic. Oh, and Connery got him across the nose. The basket should go. Ethan with a high elbow. He's going to pick up the foul. It'll be his first. Are we going to look at the replay? I am guessing that we are going to take a look and see if that's a flagrant foul. I don't think it was intentional. He just caught him right across the nose with his arm. 65-45, 14:50 left in this contest, and it's a 20-point lead. The Birds led it by 21 at the halfway mark. And we'll see what happens. The instant replay system isn't very instant. Keep saying they ought to rename it the interminable replay. Not going to happen. The meeting now at half court to determine Ethan Connery's fate. Substitution set to come back in for the Lancers, I think. We'll see, can't get a number. Connery's going back. So now we take the walk over to the coach. Talk to Tom Parks. Doesn't appear to be upset. And a further explanation needed. Bill Engel has gotten his explanation on the Lancer bench, and we will shoot a technical foul. The first one is a miss by Vukasan Spasojevic, and he will make the second, his third point. And the ball now, let's see, I believe is going to go over to the Lancers. Having to talk with Coach Engel again. Now the scorer's table, and it will be Lancer basketball. 1 out of 2 free throws is made. They're still only showing one foul, the foul on Connery. Must have been a flagrant. We didn't get the explanation. Still waiting. Both teams are, and at the scorer's table now, talking to the book and Joanne. So it's Lancer basketball after all that, and the ball comes in. Bilal Cease in for the first time, along with Chris Pitts. Pitts ditching in the corner. Two-pointer, three-pointer missed. Ball hawked away and taken away and tapped away. And Sievert with Pitts tied up. And the ball will stay with the Lancers. A lot of fumbling and stumbling and rumbling in the paint that time. Trying to play it in. Gonzalez, who checked in, gets it in. They'll miss the layup. Then the ball knocked out of bounds. That one, last touch by Chris Pitts of the Lancers. So after all that, 1 out of 2 at the free throw line, and nothing happens when the Lancers get the ball. Nathan Mirich back in for Eastern. Parker Davis is checked in for the Birds. Here comes Connery out of backcourt. For Davis. And they'll look right in front of the T-Bird bench, finds Sievert. Shielding, gets a pick for Connery. Connery loses his dribble to Sievert. He's got a wide open path for the layup. He had one from the left side earlier in the first half. That came from the right side. 67-48 Casper. 3 on the way. 3 is good. That one from Russell Moore gives him 6 points on the afternoon. Connery's pass will be knocked out of bounds into the Bird bench by Gonzalez. Ethan to play it in. Tom Parks getting some kind words in with the official as he hands the ball to Ethan for Bashir. Baseline, tried to feed, ball knocked out of bounds, and will stay with the T-Birds. Parker Davis to throw in from the left side. Way out to Connery, quickly for Sievert, right side angle. Backs the dribble away with 15 to shoot. To Connery in the corner. And a whistle. This will be the third foul of the ball game now on Russell Moore. Shadowing Connery a little too close. Dang gets the inbounds pass for Abdul. Bashir up with a 3 that's off the side of the iron and will go into the crowd. (67-51), 16-point spread for the Birds. 13:20 to go in the game. Mirich shielding against Dang in deep and throws up a prayer. Wasn't very good looking, but the finish was there. He's got 5 now. Dang for Connery. Ethan trying to bounce along the baseline. Davis gathered it back. He gets it back for Abdul. Bashir to Parker. Drive, lay it up with the right hand from the left side. Davis with 6 now. 69-53 Casper. Alone in the corner, Mirich steps back for a 3. That's an air ball. A long shot that came right away to Dang, who was waiting for it. Bashir hooks a pass in the corner across court. Sievert into the paint, got caught in midair. Ball knocked back to him, though. Instead of a turnover, they get it back. Bashir to Dang, and he'll be fouled going to the hoop. Going to say it is a shooting foul. Dang to the free throw line. Yell, 10 points a ball game. Has 8 thus far today, including 1 out of 2 at the free throw line, and this one will bound off to the left side. Connery out, Sasser returning for the Thunderbirds. Yell Dang trying to put his team back up by 17. And he will not. Ball will come out. And then Sasser, hustling the rebound, managed to knock it off of the knee of Bilal Cease. Davis and Cease exchanging little hand checks there. And it wasn't the type where you're holding hands. They were just like, get away from me. Didn't slap, though. In the corner. Bashir bring it all the way out top. And the high arc, the miss, but Davis, the rebound, bores in, has a block from behind. Good play by Gonzalez. Here come the Lancers. Looking corner left side, bring it to Way, who checked in on the dead ball. Moorer will back the dribble away. 15 on the shot clock. In deep, they'll kick it back outside. Moorer loads for a three. No. Davis with a rebound. Looked like he took a shot to the chops. No harm, no foul. Set the bone later. Well, it might be the nasal cavity that got destroyed. No blood, evidently. Bashir back to Davis. Kicks it over to Sievert. In deep, and Sasser should go to the line for a pair here. No, Davis may have caught that one across the neck. I thought he got it in the nose, but we'll get a timeout. There's still 11:23 to go in this ball game. The Birds, who fouled twice in the first half, only have one here in the second half, and they have a 16-point lead. This is T-Bird basketball. Jack Noakes back at Erickson T-Bird Gym. Well, the officials are looking at replay again. I think maybe this has to do with Parker Davis. You've heard of taking a shot across the bow. That was a shot across the brow. Well, they called a flagrant when they went to the replay last time, the flagrant against Connery. Let's see if they're going to do the same here now and return the favor for the Lancers. Parker Davis took it really wasn't across the brow. I thought maybe it got him in the nose, but he's been holding his neck below his ear. So now we'll get the highly secretive conference at half court. Still 11:23 to go. Casper has never trailed in this contest. Led by as many as 21. That was the lead at the halfway mark. Right now it is 16, and there should be some free throws coming, I'm guessing. We'll see. The slow walk over to Tom Parks, and then the slow walk to Bill Engel. And the slow walk under the basket. Sasser's going to go to the free throw line here. He was fouled, and they took the time to review then what we thought was a foul on Davis. Nate Sasser to the free throw line. He's struggled there this year, and that one's a little too long. Sasser averaging 9 points this year, the returning sophomore from West Palm Beach. Just 2 points thus far in the ball game. That one's a little bit better, nothing but net. He's got three. It's 70-53, still 11:20 to go. May have gotten away with a walk that time. Here's Mirich trying to go baseline left. They'll swing it way outside for a three that's in and then out again. Basel will claim the rebound. The miss that time by Eli Igibanez. Sasser to Sievert, running it out the top, backing it away, still has it on the floor. Finds Bashir, 15 to shoot. Here's Basel into the paint for Sasser, bounces outside. Sievert, they'll get it to Bashir. Looking, threw it away in the lane, had Davis cutting. And then the block from behind by Sasser. It's saved from going out of bounds by Gonzalez. Shot clock shouldn't have turned, and I don't think it did. What a block by Nate Sasser from behind. Wow. Spates, 1-on-2, went down hard. Loose ball for a 3. That's no good. Gonzalez, and then the ball will be tapped out. And I believe last touched by Eastern Wyoming. We approach 10 to go in the ball game. Bashir has had a quiet second half so far. I don't think he's taken a shot yet. Brings it across, baseballs it to Davis, right back to Abdul. Bashir in the corner. They're going to find Basel cutting to the basket. Basel boring in, tried to throw it up left hand. That was blocked. No foul whistled, both players on the court. Spates gets up and goes, probably ought not to have a collision with him again. Dang back in. Benil will leave. There's not been a plethora of baskets in the second half so far. Birds have 11 to shoot the ball now. They'll bring it into Dang. Bouncing and laying it up with the right hand. No, Sasser gets his miss, puts it up with the left hand, misses again, but this time draws the foul. Nate back to the free throw line, 1 for 2 just recently. We'll step back up. High arc, and this one's good. On the season, he has struggled 42%. And the second one's good, so Sasser goes 2 for 2. He's got 5 points. The lead's back up to 19. Spates, head fake, kicks it to Moore, 3. That kind of was a dead ball when it hit the rim. Birds come away. Sasser for Sievert, right side corner, back out top. Davis gets it to Dang. May have walked with it. Yell with a Euro step for Sasser. Has his drive blocked away. Back the other way. And the left-hand layup is too hard. Spates throws it up. That's a miss. Dang trying to control the rebound with Spate. And the arrow says Casper as they tie each other up. And we may have a foul here. That'll be 8 team fouls on Eastern, just 1 on the Birds. The Birds had only 2, and Eastern had only 6 in the first half. Second half has not gone the way the visitors would like, at least not only in terms of score, but terms of fouls. Yell Dang with the first one, that's good. Another one would give him a double-figure evening. He averages 10 a ball game. He's got 9 now. Sievert will come out. Cardo will come in for Casper. The 6'9" sophomore from Amarillo will make the second. He's got 10, and the Birds have matched their biggest lead of the day at 21. 74-53, 9 minutes to play. Lancers trying to work against the double team. They'll throw it into the crowd. One of the Lancers caught it before it got to the water jug. Parker Davis to look and throw in for Camille Cardo. Cardo working against Moore, still in the backcourt, loses his dribble, gets it to Dang, plenty of time. Yell bouncing for Parker Davis, corner. Bashir looks at a 3, turns it down, looks at a 3 again, and loses his dribble there. (74-53). What's that? Okay. Running one-hander in the paint, no good. The miss that time by Jordan Spates. Birds get it to Cardo. He'll cross-court it on the left side. They'll bring it out top. Dang for three. Dang gets three. Yell with 13, and it's the biggest lead of the afternoon or evening now. Guess it's still afternoon. 24 points, 77-53. High post feed, fall away in the lane, no good. The miss that time by Miller. Dang, the rebound ahead for Parker Davis, leave it for Sasser. Sasser down the middle, left hand up and in. Birds right now are in rout mode. 79-53, they have broken it open. Gonzalez feeding. Spates may have been partially blocked. He jammed a finger or a thumb, getting up limping. They'll get it in deep. They'll score it and draw the foul. Miller with his 10th point. It'll just be the second foul of the half for the Thunderbirds. We're going to get a timeout. 7:15 to go, 79-55, Casper College on top. And we're joined now, I believe, by Athletic Director Paul Marble.
Thanks, Jack.
Let's see if we got you here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I can hear myself now a little better. Thank you. Well done.
That's what you want. You want to be able to hear yourself.
Jack, I just want to take a minute here while we have a break in the action on our last game of the year with the kids that have been with us. Just want to let their parents know how grateful we are to them to trust us enough to send their kids to us.
Sure.
So we can help develop them as players and as students and get a degree and all of those essential things in life that are available to them. And just mom, dads, and grandparents and uncles and aunts and cousins, thank you for trusting us enough to send your boys to us. We really appreciate it. And they're terrific young men, and we love them.
It's been a fun year, too.
It's been fantastic.
So far.
Yeah. Now, we got to get one kid to score like 14 more points.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think he needs 31 today to break this record. So.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, he hadn't done much in the way of scoring since that opening. Yeah, he had 10 the first 4 minutes.
Been unbelievable.
But he hasn't taken many shots
Team
either.
Player today, though.
Yeah.
Incredible.
No, yeah.
Just a lot of assists today. And
yep.
So, all right, back to you, Jack.
All right.
Thank you very much for what
welcome.
you do for us as well. Have
all
a great day, everybody.
Paul Marble, the head man for the T-Birds. Going to come back and be at the Eastern free throw line. 79-55, and this will be Miller with 10 points on the afternoon to the free throw line. He'll finish the three-point play. Bird lead 23. We approach 7 to play in the contest. Camille Cardo yo-yoing his way, working between the legs all the way down left side. Lay it up and in. He's got 8. Back the other way, and we're going to, I believe, get a goaltend here. I think the basket, didn't see who they credited to. Casper basketball against pressure, and it's stolen on the inbounds pass from Parker. Gonzalez looks at a three covered by Bashir. Gonzalez in the corner. They'll try another three. That's a long air ball. Ooh, little misjudgment that time. And the Birds will take it ahead. Bashir working the floor. Pull back. Three. Yes. They're going to say he was on the line. It'll be a 2-ball. His 20th point of the ball game. Leading scorer in the country, just under 28 a contest. High post speed, turning, shooting, the miss, and then a foul going to be whistled. And they're going to say that the miss occurred because one of the Birds was on the arm. I believe the foul is going to be whistled on Basel. Will put Miller at the free throw line. First one good, his 12th point. He has 12, Spates has 13 for the Lancers. 83-59, 83-60. Bird basketball, and here is Connery for a dunk, didn't get it to go. And Tom Parks really upset with the officiating that we didn't get a foul there. Wow. Or maybe that the basket didn't count. They're going to go again, I'm sure, to replay. No, we're going to get a technical, I think, on Connery for hanging on the rim. Wow. Was it? Yes, it was Connery that gets the foul. Miller to the free throw line for his 14th point. He'll get another shot at it here. 83-61, 6 minutes left. And that's good too. Miller, scoreboard says he has 8. Am I putting him in the wrong column? I might be. That was Moorer who's got 13. Well, we're going to get a timeout. Give me a chance to see if I can figure out my confusion. 6:03 to play in this contest. T-Birds in command, 83, Eastern Wyoming 62. Back in. It will be Casper basketball in the corner, I believe. And the Birds will get it to Basel. Shot clock was a new 20-second one. Here's Bashir out of the corner. That's good. I didn't see if that was 2 or 3. I've got him with 23 if we give him a 3. Actually, it was a 2. Here's a 2 that's going to be an air ball taken away by Cardo. 86-62, and then the Birds turn it over back the other way, and the running layup is good. Moorer with 10 points now. Approaching 5 to play in the contest. Bird lead is 22. Here's Bashir, pull up 3. He hasn't been shooting it, but he's decided to do it now. Basel, with someone gnawing at his ankles, throws it up and in with the left hand. He's in double figures with 10, back to a 24-point margin. 5 minutes to play in the season-ending home game for the T-Birds. Cardo running layup is good. Birds are going to finish the season with just 1 loss on the home court and then head to Gillette for the Region 9 tournament. A little soft one-hander on the baseline. Lothario Miller now with 15. I'm confused as I look at my score sheet because I'm not sure it's going to add up on the final game, the home game of the season. 4:42 left in the ball game. Casper came in averaging just under 97 a contest, 3rd in the country. They're at 90 right now, leading 90-66. It was 56-35 at the halfway mark. The Lancers started the second half with 2 quick threes out of the corner from Lusso Moore, like they might make a run, but that was pretty much the final salvo from the Lancers tonight. The Birds picked it up from there and have been adding to it now. Davis will bring it in. Bashir will probably face a double team. Get it to Davis, spins it ahead for Sasser. Cross-courted in the corner, Sievert head fake. Wants to drive baseline, gives it to Abdul. 3, left it a little short, gets his own rebound. Out top, Sievert looking, and he will be fouled, I believe. That's 9 team fouls, the 4th now for Russell Moore. And here's the guy, if you're the Birds, there are 2 that you always want at the free throw line, Bashir and Sievert, both just under 90% on the season. And so the announcer's jinx works, but the Birds get the rebound. Nope. Good hustle by Sasser as he chased it down in the corner, but they say he stepped out of bounds. Who are we to argue with officials? In the backcourt, Cease with the basketball. Little fall away in the paint, that's good. Jamarian Way with 2. 90-68, 4 to play. Bashir now going to work from half court. Bouncing for Basel. He will jam it. Just get out of the way. The Diesel's coming home. He's got 12, 92-68. In deep, a little move and a little layup that time. Cease with his first basket. All over but the shouting and all over but Bashir raining 3s. Missed that one. Basel taps it to himself, can't control. Gonzalez runs it ahead out of the backcourt. Bouncing down the right side for Way. Pull up, 15-footer. No. In and out. Davis the rebound. Bashir for Davis. Exchange with Sievert. Right back to Abdul with 15 to shoot. Under 3 to play now. Bashir wanting to go one-on-one with Gonzalez. Kicks in the corner. Sasser for a 3 that bounced high off the glass. Back the other way. Moorer for a 3. No, and the follow over the top that time. Lothario Miller, that was picture book right there to make it 92-72. Rohan Butler set to come in on the next dead ball. He'll be joined by Blake Neverdon. And the 3, no good. The miss, Sievert, the rebound though by Davis, claims the offensive glass. Spinning Abdul Bashir will draw the foul. So Neverdon, Butler, and Bue Luak will check in for the T-Birds. First, we're going to get a timeout. There's still 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in this. Casper moving its season record now to 24-6. Will finish the season 15-1 here at the house that Swede built so many years ago. Erickson, T-Bird Gym. Final look and a final bow for the sophomores before they head off to Gillette and the Region 9 tournament. They got to do some reseeding with the teams, so we really can't tell you who or when. We can't tell you where. Birds with a 10-2 record in the North Sub-region this year, losing at Gillette to the Pronghorns, and their only home loss was to Western Wyoming. So, have we sorted things out again? I've been looking at my score sheet when I guess I should have been looking at the striped shirts gathered around a computer one more time. Those guys go back to the computer another time and they're going to get a degree. Well, 92-72. Not sure what we're looking at or why. The Birds are supposedly shooting free throws here. It'll be Bashir to the free throw line. Abdul has not been there this evening. That first one is good. I have him with 24, so does the scoreboard. Averaging just under 28, the number one scorer in the nation now. That one's good too. 25 for the sophomore from Omaha, who's going to take a seat. And an appreciative crowd will salute Abdul. 94-72, 2 minutes to play. In the corner, left side, Gonzalez brings it back out. Or rather, Mirich to Gonzalez. Looking in deep, and they're going to get the dunk. Chris Pitts' first basket of the ball game. Butler into the front court for Luak. In deep, head fake, lay it up and in. Connery for an easy deuce. Ethan, averaging 13 a contest, gets his 10th of the night or the afternoon. And we're going to get a timeout, I believe, taken by the Lancers or injured player coming off the court. Connery will leave. Again, a big ovation from this crowd, the sophomore. An integral part of this team. So important the last 2 years. Gonzalez backs the dribble away, tries a long three. Pitts bores in, rebound, tied up by Butler, fouled by Butler. (96-74). Unofficially, the biggest lead of the ball game has been 26 for the Thunderbirds here in the second half. They led it 56-35 at the halfway mark. First free throw slides off to the right. And the second one does so too. Luak, rebound, has it taken away. Approaching a minute to go now in the home season for the T-Birds, and the drive and a little pull-up. Cease on the baseline for his fourth point. 96-76. Sievert shields with the left arm, gets it to Butler. Three, no. Rebound, Luak bores in off the glass. Layup, yes. Ruai. 98-76, the freshman from the United Kingdom. Mirich looked at a three. Turned it down, gets it out for Cease for a long three, no. Luak, can the Birds get to 100? And they're not going to, because Tom Park says pull it back. And they will. Clock will wind down. The final's going to be 98 Casper, 76 Eastern Wyoming. T-Birds 24-6 record to end the season, the regular season. Head to tournament play, they finish 15-1 here on their home court. Unofficially, Abdul Bashir, the leading scorer in the nation, with 25 points. And the Birds getting lots of double-figure scores. 13 for Aaron Sievert, 10 for Ethan Connery, 10 for Camille Cardot, 12 for Benil Basel, and 13 for Yal Dang, if my math is any good. And there's some teachers that would not vouch for that. So, the season is over as far as the regular season goes, but Region 9 now awaits in a chance to win a title there and go to the national tournament in Hutchinson. We'll be back, look at final statistics, talk to Tom Parks when we return. This is T-Bird Basketball. Jack Noakes, we're back at Casper College. The Thunderbirds just concluding the home portion of the men's season with a 98-76 win over Eastern Wyoming. The Birds will finish the regular season at 24-6, 15-1 on the home court, and 10-2 in conference or sub-region play. They pull the triple that coaches really don't like having to do, but they beat Eastern Wyoming 3 times this year. Always a difficult item, psychologically, spiritually, physically, I don't know. It's one of those deals, though, that oftentimes doesn't work out in your favor. Here's the way the final statistics go. The Lancers, 32 of 76, 42% from the field. Birds, 22 of 37, that's 53%. Behind the arc, the Lancers were 5 of 24, 21%. The Birds shot it pretty well in the land of 3. They go 11 of 27, 41%. At the free throw line, the Lancers 7 of 9, that's a 78% clip. And the Birds at the free throw line, 11 of 18 for 61%. Rebounds in the ball game, the Lancers claim 30, including 9 off the offensive glass. The Birds, who usually win that battle by 11 or 12 rebounds, won it by 11. They got 41 rebounds, including 11 offensive rebounds. Personal fouls in the ball game, 16 on the Lancers, just 7 Just 1 in the first half and 6 in the second half for the Thunderbirds. Turnovers, Lancers turned it over 11 times. Birds turned it over 8. 3 block shots by Eastern, 6 by Casper College, and both ball clubs had 6 steals on the evening. Off of turnovers, the Birds outscoring Eastern 11-9. They won the paint battle 50-36. Second chance points 14-11 Casper. The bench outscoring the bench for Eastern 31-26. T-Birds led 56-35 halfway through. They outscore the Lancers 42-41 on the second stanza, win at 98-76. Eastern Wyoming never had the lead. The score was tied once. The Birds' biggest lead was by 30 with 6:22 left in the ball game. Individual scores leading the way. Lothario Miller had 19, 13 for Jerron Spates, and 10 for Russell Moore. Those are the players in double figures for the Lancers. As far as rebounding went, their leading rebounder this afternoon was Jerron Spates with 5. T-Birds get 25 from their leading scorer, the leading scorer in the nation, Abdul Bashir. 13 for Aaron Sievert, 12 for Benil Basel, 13 also for Yel Dang, 10 points today for Camille Cardo, and 10 for Ethan Connery. So the Birds put 6 in double figures. And as far as rebounding went, leading rebounders would be 9 for Benil Basel. Who else? I mean, he's had some games where I think he's had like 18. So Tom Park's going to come across the court here in just a moment, and we'll talk to him. But Basel, the leading rebounder in the ball game, with 9, and then 8 for Parker Davis. Tom going to make his way up the stairs, and a good shooting effort and a good effort to close out the home season for the Thunderbirds. Give Tom I think they want you standing over here because they'd rather see you than me. Okay.
I don't know. Was that's the camera?
I think so,
okay.
Yeah.
So if I give some shout out, I can't hear me, by the way.
We'll get that done. There you are.
I can hear you now.
Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's always tough to beat a team 3 times. We talk about it all the time. You had a nice lead in the first half. They got a couple of threes to start the second, and then you put the foot right back on the accelerator, didn't let up.
Yeah, no, that was good to see. I mean, I definitely knew that was not a team that was going to give up. I can tell you that much. I mean, and at our level, sometimes you play teams that will give up if you get a lead, and they're just not going to. I mean, they were getting excited for plays, with a couple minutes left down 20, and I mean, I think that's it's a sign of a program kind of heading in a good, scary direction. I'm glad we took care of them this year because I have a feeling that they're going to get better and better.
You got 10 points in like the first 4 minutes from the leading scorer in the nation. Then he was kind of quiet. He kind of just relinquished things and let other people, and he kind of does that. I mean, he's not a selfish scorer to lead the nation.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think, honestly, like he passed so much that down the stretch when he actually had some good looks. He was almost like, what is going on here? I mean, one kid didn't even contest him. I thought that was insane. But, yeah, no, I mean, I've said it before. I think Abdul just really wants to win, and I think that the challenge sometimes with a player that's that talented scoring-wise, and we've got through it all, but you're so good and you're so talented that, like, when you want to win, sometimes you go about it maybe a way that you shouldn't. And Abdul has grown so much to just, like, see what the defense is going to do, and just play out of those different scenarios that, fortunately, he's seen the whole year. I mean, he's seen so many different coverages. Sure. And, I think it's as frustrating as it probably is for him, I think it's really helped him grow as a basketball player. 6
players in double figures. Got to be nice to just – that kind of scoring doesn't allow you to lose a game generally.
Yeah, I think we did a good job moving the basketball, 22 assists on 38 field goals. I think anytime we get 20 assists, we win. You know, and I think we talked about this before the Yavapai game, you know, with our team. Like, I just don't want to be a team that's defined by Abdul Bashir. Like, I feel like we have a lot of really good players, and if teams think that we don't and they want to completely take him away, then, you know, we'll do what we did tonight. And I think this was good because we've seen teams double, and I think teams will either try it now or they'll be almost fearful of trying it, because I thought we did a really good job just being in the right spot, moving without the ball, making open shots, you know, not settling a ton early. I mean, 53% from the field and 41% from three on a pretty high-paced basketball game. Dang, we still didn't shoot more times than them.
You know, we never talk about this, and I don't know what you can say about it, but 8 personal fouls, 1 in the first half, 7 in the second half. How often does that happen?
I think that has more to do with the way they played than the way we play, honestly. I think they're just a team. I mean, same thing, nine free throws this game. They had 5 the first time we played them. They had 3 the second time we played them. You know, they're just not a team that – and I don't know if it's just a size thing, but you see they love mid-range jump shots, you know.
Yeah.
And
they got some guys who can shoot them.
And they got some guys that can shoot them. And, you know, I think, we did a good job playing without fouling. I honestly would rather have more fouls, just because I think just from an aggressiveness standpoint, I think the best that we've played are games where we've been flirting with the bonus kind of early and we've kind of had to back off that. But I think we've set the tone from like a physicality standpoint. But, definitely an interesting stat.
So I get to be a confused person. You get to unconfuse me. Where do we go from here? I don't know yet.
I know Wednesday after practice we're going to go on a bus to Gillette. And I know that, you know, we could play a plethora of different teams depending on
who
find
wins
out
today.
Yeah, we should. All the games are played today. So there's 6 games today. We should have been the first one. I think Western Nebraska was tipping off at 3. And they're going to reseed everyone. So
I know. They started doing that, which just confuses me more.
Yeah, no,
I'm
an
old person, you know.
I know. So I don't know. I've been so locked in on Eastern Wyoming.
I know.
You know, I mean, I would say if everybody wins that's supposed to win, we would play Lamar in the first round. If some people lose above them.
Would that be a Thursday game then? Or?
That would be a Thursday. I know we play at 1 o'clock on Thursday.
Okay.
So I do know the time. We're going to be 1 o'clock on Thursday in Gillette. At the Pronghorn Center, or whatever they call it. That's where we're going to be.
It's a nice place to play, too.
It is. And, you know, fortunately, outside of the 2 times we've played Gillette, we've won 5 games there, you know, against other opponents, neutral opponents. So, I mean, I do think that, you know, it's a building that we're pretty familiar with. You know, I mean, the sophomores, you know, not everyone was there last year, but we were 3-0 last year and then lost to Gillette. But we played 4 times, and we've already played 3 times.
Well, you sent a nice crowd home, happy to end the season at home.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a good regular season plus play-in game. So it's not gonna lie though, it's tough for this one to be the last one. I just want to keep playing here, but it is what it is, and more seasons
you
to
and
come.
every other school in the country, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I do think we just have you know, we're not always the most like riled up, you know, crowd, but they're loyal.
Yeah.
You know, like they come, like they're here. There's no question. It's like it's like when I ask people if they're coming to the game, they just look at me like I'm crazy.
Well, I can tell you I've seen some of the same faces for 50 years. So
yeah.
We're not going to see him for I'm not going to see him for another 50. That's for sure. But so congratulations. Just an outstanding season all the way around. And
appreciate it.
Looking forward now to seeing what happens. Region 9.
Yep. 3 more to go.
3 more to go and a trip to Hutch.
Then like 6 more. So
yeah.
We're not. If we're fortunate enough to get there, we're not just going to be happy to be there and try to make some noise. So,
good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate
Congratulations,
it.
Tom Parks, the T-Birds. With another win, 98-76, they win at home and lose only 1 game this season on the home court. My thanks to all the people from the college who have shepherded the old man through this. Lacey Jane, you did it all by yourself tonight, didn't you? Yeah. Thank you, Edwin and Joe and the rest of the crew, Zach, for taking care of things. T-Bird basketball, another successful home season. The Birds win it 98-76. They're now 23 or 24-6 on the season, headed to Region 9 in Gillette. I'm Jack Noakes. Thanks for joining us this season. We'll see you more with T-Bird basketball. This is T-Bird basketball.